Question 1. Which of the following is a key characteristic of surplus lines insurance that differentiates it from standard insurance policies? A. It is subject to rate and form regulation by the state insurance department. B. It provides coverage for risks that admitted insurers are unwilling or unable to insure. C. It is sold exclusively by insurance agents licensed in every state. D. It must follow the same filing requirements as standard insurance policies. Correct answer: B. It provides coverage for risks that admitted insurers are unwilling or unable to insure. Explanation: surplus lines insurance is designed to provide coverage for risks that admitted insurers, those licensed to operate in the state, are unwilling or unable to insure. This typically includes unique, high-risk, or unusual situations that do not fit within the parameters of standard insurance policies. Unlike standard insurance, surplus lines insurance is not subject to the same rate and form regulation by the state insurance department, and it does not follow the same filing requirements as standard insurance policies. D. Additionally, it can be sold by licensed surplus lines brokers who may not be licensed in every state. C. But are specially licensed to handle surplus lines insurance in specific states. Question 2. Scenario: Jane Smith has filed the claim under her surplus lines insurance policy due to damage caused by a rare natural disaster. As the claims investigator, what is your primary responsibility in gathering evidence to support the claim? A. Rely solely on Jane's statement and policy documents. B. Conduct a thorough investigation, including interviews with Jane, witnesses, and experts. C. Accept initial assessments from any third party without further verification. D. Determine coverage solely based on the initial claim form submitted by Jane. Correct answer: B. Conduct a thorough investigation, including interviews with Jane, witnesses, and experts. Explanation: as a claims investigator in surplus lines insurance, it is crucial to conduct a thorough investigation to accurately assess the validity and extent of the claim. This involves gathering and evaluating evidence, which includes interviewing the insured Jane, witnesses, and potentially engaging outside experts or specialists to provide detailed assessments. Relying solely on Jane's statement and policy documents. A. Accepting third-party assessments without verification. C. Or determining coverage solely based on the initial claim form. D. Would not provide a comprehensive understanding of the situation and could lead to incorrect claim decisions. The detailed investigation helps ensure compliance with regulatory requirements and fair claims practices as mandated by New Hampshire laws. Question 3. Which of the following is a primary regulatory compliance requirement for surplus lines insurance claims handling in New Hampshire? A. Surplus lines insurers must file their policy forms and rates for approval with the New Hampshire Insurance Department. B. Surplus lines brokers must ensure that all admitted insurers have declined the risk before placing coverage. C. Claims must be settled within 30 days of filing, regardless of investigation complexity. D. Surplus lines policies must include coverage for all standard perils without exclusions. Correct answer: B. Surplus lines brokers must ensure that all admitted insurers have declined the risk before placing coverage. Explanation: in New Hampshire, as in many other states, surplus lines brokers have a crucial regulatory compliance requirement to ensure that all admitted insurers have declined the risk before placing coverage with a surplus lines insurer. This is to demonstrate that the coverage is indeed for a risk that cannot be insured through standard admitted carriers. Unlike admitted insurers, surplus lines insurers are not required to file their policy forms and rates for approval with the state insurance department. Question 4. What is the primary role of a surplus lines insurance claims adjuster during the claims handling process? A. To determine the risk level for underwriting purposes. B. To act as a liaison between the insured and the insurer, ensuring fair and timely settlement of claims. C. To sell and market surplus lines insurance products. D. To establish premium rates for surplus lines insurance policies. Correct answer: B. To act as a liaison between the insured and the insurer, ensuring fair and timely settlement of claims. Explanation: the primary role of a surplus lines insurance claims adjuster is to act as a liaison between the insured and the insurer, ensuring that claims are handled fairly and settled in a timely manner. The adjuster is responsible for investigating the claim, assessing the damage, determining the validity of the claim, and negotiating settlements. This role is critical in maintaining effective communication and documentation throughout the claims handling process, which is essential for regulatory compliance and customer satisfaction. Question 5. Which of the following is a crucial step in evaluating the extent and value of a claim under surplus lines insurance policy? A. Estimating the total loss based solely on the insured's initial report. B. Using a standardized checklist without considering unique aspects of the claim. C. Reviewing all relevant documentation, including policy terms, damage assessments, and expert opinions. D. Automatically approving the claim if the insured has a high-value policy. Correct answer. C. Reviewing all relevant documentation, including policy terms, damage assessments, and expert opinions. Explanation: evaluating the extent and value of a claim under surplus lines insurance policy requires a thorough review of all relevant documentation. This includes the specific terms and conditions of the policy, detailed damage assessments, and opinions from experts or specialists as needed. This comprehensive approach ensures that the evaluation is accurate and considers all aspects of the claim. Question 6. Scenario: Mr. Thompson, an insured under a surplus lines policy in New Hampshire, disputes the insurer's decision to deny his claim. What is an appropriate first step for Mr. Thompson to take in this situation? A. Immediately file a lawsuit against the insurer without any prior communication. B. Request a formal review and provide additional evidence supporting his claim. C. Ignore the denial and submit a new claim for the same incident. D. Seek a resolution through an alternative dispute resolution method such as mediation or arbitration without informing the insurer. Correct answer. B. Request a formal review and provide additional evidence supporting his claim. Explanation: if Mr. Thompson disputes the insurer's decision to deny his claim, the appropriate first step is to request a formal review and provide any additional evidence that supports his claim. This process allows the insurer to reassess the claim with the new information, potentially leading to a different outcome. Filing a lawsuit immediately should be a last resort after other avenues have been exhausted. Ignoring the denial and submitting a new claim C is not appropriate and may be considered fraudulent. Seeking alternative dispute resolution methods like mediation or arbitration D can be effective, but it should be done in coordination with the insurer to ensure that the dispute resolution process is recognized and binding. This approach aligns with New Hampshire's regulatory framework, which encourages fair claims practices and resolution through structured procedures before escalating to litigation. Question 7. Which of the following best describes the purpose of surplus lines insurance? A. To provide coverage exclusively for high net worth individuals. B. To offer insurance for unique or high-risk situations not typically covered by standard insurers. C. To replace all standard insurance policies in the market. D. To offer low premiums compared to admitted insurance policies. Correct answer. B. To offer insurance for unique or high-risk situations not typically covered by standard insurers. Explanation: surplus lines insurance is specifically designed to provide coverage for unique or high-risk situations that standard insurers, also known as admitted insurers, are unwilling or unable to insure. These policies cater to needs that fall outside the scope of conventional insurance products. This does not mean it is exclusively for high net worth individuals, nor does it aim to replace standard insurance policies. C. Additionally, premiums for surplus lines insurance can be higher due to the specialized nature of the risks involved, contrary to the statement in D. Question 8. What is a key consideration when negotiating a settlement agreement for a surplus lines insurance claim? A. Ensuring that the settlement amount is equal to the policy limit. B. Achieving a fair and reasonable settlement that aligns with the policy terms and the damage assessed. C. Prioritizing the insurer's financial interests over the insured's claim. D. Settling quickly to avoid regulatory scrutiny, regardless of the claim's details. Correct answer. B. Achieving a fair and reasonable settlement that aligns with the policy terms and the damage assessed. Explanation: The key consideration in negotiating a settlement agreement for a surplus lines insurance claim is to achieve a fair and reasonable settlement that aligns with the policy terms and the damage assessed. The settlement should reflect the actual loss and be in accordance with the coverage provided under the policy. Ensuring the amount is equal to the policy limit is not necessary unless the loss warrants it. Prioritizing the insurer's financial interests over the insured's claim would be unethical and against fair claims practices. Settling quickly to avoid regulatory scrutiny without due diligence can lead to improper claim handling and potential regulatory issues. Question 9. Scenario: Mr. Davis has filed a claim for extensive fire damage under his surplus lines insurance policy. What should be the first step for the claims investigator assigned to this case? A. Deny the claim immediately based on initial impressions. B. Review the policy to understand the coverage terms and limitations. C. Wait for Mr. Davis to provide a detailed damage report before taking any action. D. Approve the claim without conducting any investigation to expedite the process. Correct answer: B. Review the policy to understand the coverage terms and limitations. Explanation: the first step for the claims investigator in handling Mr. Davis's fire damage claim should be to review the policy to understand the coverage terms and limitations. This review is crucial to determine what is covered, any exclusions that may apply, and the extent of coverage provided. Denying the claim immediately based on initial impressions would be premature and unjust. Waiting for a detailed damage report before taking any action could delay the investigation process unnecessarily. Approving the claim without conducting any investigation would be irresponsible and could lead to potential fraud or mismanagement of the claim. Understanding the policy ensures that the investigation is thorough and accurate, aligned with regulatory compliance and best practices. Question 10. Which of the following statements accurately describes a key difference between surplus lines insurance policies and standard admitted policies? A. Surplus lines policies must be filed and approved by the state insurance department. B. Surplus lines policies can offer coverage for risks that are typically excluded by standard admitted policies. C. Surplus lines policies are subject to more stringent regulatory oversight than standard admitted policies. D. Surplus lines policies cannot provide coverage for commercial properties. Correct answer: B. Surplus lines policies can offer coverage for risks that are typically excluded by standard admitted policies. Explanation: surplus lines insurance policies are designed to provide coverage for risks that standard admitted insurers often exclude, making them essential for insuring unique, high-risk, or unusual situations. Unlike standard admitted policies, surplus lines policies are not subject to the same rate and form filing requirements and approval by the state insurance department. While they are regulated, surplus lines insurers have more flexibility in their offerings compared to the stringent oversight faced by admitted insurers. Additionally, surplus lines policies can provide coverage for a variety of risks, including commercial properties. Question 11. Which technique is most effective for gathering reliable evidence during a surplus lines insurance claims investigation? A. Relying solely on the initial claim form submitted by the insured. B. Conducting thorough interviews with the insured, witnesses, and relevant experts. C. Accepting preliminary estimates without further verification. D. Utilizing only internal resources to assess the claim. Correct answer: B. Conducting thorough interviews with the insured, witnesses, and relevant experts. Explanation: conducting thorough interviews with the insured, witnesses, and relevant experts is crucial for gathering reliable evidence during a surplus lines insurance claims investigation. This comprehensive approach ensures that all aspects of the claim are accurately assessed, helping to determine the validity and extent of the claim. Relying solely on the initial claim form or preliminary estimates without further verification may lead to incomplete or inaccurate evaluations. Using only internal resources can limit the scope of the investigation, whereas external experts can provide specialized insights and assessments necessary for complex claims. Question 12. Scenario: MS. Turner has submitted a claim under her surplus lines policy for water damage caused by a burst pipe. During the settlement negotiations, what should the claims adjuster prioritize to ensure compliance with New Hampshire's regulatory requirements? A. Offering a settlement amount that is well below the assessed damage to save costs. B. Ensuring that the settlement agreement is fully documented and transparent. C. Prolonging the settlement process to discourage future claims. D. Ignoring the policy limit to expedite the settlement. Correct answer: B. Ensuring that the settlement agreement is fully documented and transparent. Explanation: the claims adjuster should prioritize ensuring that the settlement agreement is fully documented and transparent to comply with New Hampshire's regulatory requirements. Proper documentation and transparency help maintain fairness and clarity in the claims process, ensuring that both the insurer and the insured understand the settlement terms. Offering a settlement amount below the assessed damage is unethical and against fair claims practices. Prolonging the settlement process to discourage future claims, C, is also unethical and can lead to regulatory penalties. Ignoring the policy limits, D, is not appropriate, as settlements must align with the coverage provided under the policy. Question 13. In the context of surplus lines insurance claims handling, why is effective communication and documentation critical? A. To expedite the claims process without any investigation. B. To ensure compliance with regulatory requirements and facilitate fair claim settlements. C. To increase the workload of claims adjusters unnecessarily. D. To avoid providing clear information to the insured. Correct answer: B. To ensure compliance with regulatory requirements and facilitate fair claim settlements. Explanation: effective communication and documentation are critical in surplus lines insurance claims handling to ensure compliance with regulatory requirements and facilitate fair claim settlements. Proper documentation ensures that all steps of the claims process are recorded, which is essential for transparency, accountability, and regulatory compliance. Clear communication helps in managing the expectations of all parties involved, resolving disputes, and maintaining trust. Expediting the claims process without investigation can lead to inaccurate settlements, increasing the workload unnecessarily. C, and avoiding clear information. D, are counterproductive and can lead to regulatory issues and dissatisfaction among insureds. Question 14. Which method is most appropriate for determining the value of a claim under surplus lines insurance policy? A. Estimating based on the insured's initial damage report without further verification. B. Utilizing industry standard loss adjustment techniques and tools to assess the claim. C. Relying on historical claims data without considering current circumstances. D. Determining the value solely based on the policy's face value. Correct answer: B. Utilizing industry standard loss adjustment techniques and tools to assess the claim. Explanation: the most appropriate method for determining the value of a claim under surplus lines insurance policy is to utilize industry standard loss adjustment techniques and tools. These techniques help ensure that the claim assessment is accurate, fair, and based on reliable data. Estimating based on the insured's initial damage report without verification can lead to inaccuracies. Relying solely on historical claims data, C, may not account for current conditions and specific details of the claim. Determining the value solely based on the policy's face value, D, disregards the actual loss and the specific circumstances of the claim. Question 15. Scenario: Mr. Brown, a claims adjuster, is handling a complex claim involving significant property damage under a surplus lines insurance policy. He discovers a potential conflict of interest involving a contractor he regularly works with. How should Mr. Brown handle this situation? A. Ignore the conflict of interest and proceed with the contractor. B. Disclose the conflict of interest to his supervisor and seek guidance. C. Automatically deny a claim to avoid complications. D. Resolve the claim quickly without addressing the conflict. Correct answer: B. Disclose the conflict of interest to his supervisor and seek guidance. Explanation: Mr. Brown should disclose the conflict of interest to his supervisor and seek guidance. Transparency and ethical behavior are critical in claims handling, particularly in surplus lines insurance where the situations can be complex. Ignoring the conflict of interest or resolving the claim without addressing it can lead to unethical decisions and potential legal issues. Automatically denying the claim is not a fair solution and does not address the core issue of the conflict of interest. By disclosing the conflict, Mr. Brown ensures that the claim is handled fairly and ethically, maintaining professional standards and compliance with regulatory requirements. Question 16. In the event of a dispute over a surplus lines insurance claim, which of the following is an effective strategy for managing litigation expenses? A. Ignoring legal counsel to save on costs. B. Engaging in early settlement discussions to potentially avoid prolonged litigation. C. Allowing the litigation to proceed without any attempts at resolution. D. Filing multiple appeals to prolong the process and delay payment. Correct answer: B. Engaging in early settlement discussions to potentially avoid prolonged litigation. Explanation: engaging in early settlement discussions is an effective strategy for managing litigation expenses. It can help both parties reach a resolution more quickly and cost-effectively, avoiding the high costs and lengthy process associated with prolonged litigation. Ignoring legal counsel can lead to unadvised decisions that may increase costs in the long run. Allowing litigation to proceed without attempts at resolution often results in higher expenses and extended timelines. Filing multiple appeals to delay payment is an unethical practice and can result in increased legal fees and potential penalties. Question 17. Which of the following best practices should be followed when interviewing witnesses during a surplus lines insurance claims investigation? A. Conduct interviews without taking any notes to ensure confidentiality. B. Rely solely on the insured's version of events and avoid interviewing witnesses. C. Prepare thoroughly for the interview, ask open-ended questions, and document responses accurately. D. Use leading questions to guide witnesses to the desired answers. Correct answer: C. Prepare thoroughly for the interview, ask open-ended questions, and document responses accurately. Explanation: when interviewing witnesses during a surplus lines insurance claims investigation, it is essential to prepare thoroughly for the interview, ask open-ended questions, and document responses accurately. This approach helps gather comprehensive and unbiased information. Conducting interviews without taking notes compromises the accuracy and reliability of the information collected. Relying solely on the insured's version of events can lead to a one-sided view of the situation. Using leading questions is unethical and can bias the responses, leading to inaccurate conclusions. Question 18. Scenario: MS. Garcia, a surplus lines broker in New Hampshire, needs to place coverage for a high-risk commercial property. What must she do to ensure compliance with New Hampshire's surplus lines regulatory requirements? A. Place the coverage immediately without checking the availability of admitted insurers. B. Document all declined quotes from admitted insurers before placing the coverage with a surplus lines insurer. C. Ignore state regulations and proceed based on the client's urgency. D. Choose the surplus lines insurer with the lowest premium regardless of the coverage offered. Correct answer: B. Document all declined quotes from admitted insurers before placing the coverage with a surplus lines insurer. Explanation: to ensure compliance with New Hampshire surplus lines regulatory requirements, MS. Garcia must document all declined quotes from admitted insurers before placing the coverage with a surplus lines insurer. This step demonstrates that the risk cannot be covered by standard insurers and justifies the use of a surplus lines insurer. Placing the coverage immediately without checking admitted insurers or ignoring state regulations would violate compliance requirements. Choosing the insurer with the lowest premium regardless of coverage is not prudent and could result in inadequate coverage for the client. Proper documentation and adherence to regulatory protocols are essential for legal and ethical compliance. Question 19. Which of the following is a key consideration when reserving and estimating claim costs for a surplus lines insurance policy? A. Reserving a fixed percentage of the policy limit regardless of the actual damage. B. Continuously reviewing and adjusting reserves as new information becomes available. C. Setting reserves only at the beginning of the claims process and not revisiting them. D. Minimizing reserves to reduce the insurer's financial liabilities. Correct answer: B. Continuously reviewing and adjusting reserves as new information becomes available. Explanation: a key consideration when reserving and estimating claim costs for a surplus lines insurance policy is to continuously review and adjust reserves as new information becomes available. This ensures that the reserves accurately reflect the expected cost of the claim over time. Reserving a fixed percentage of the policy limit is arbitrary and may not reflect the actual loss. Setting reserves only at the beginning of the process, C, can lead to inaccuracies as the claim evolves. Minimizing reserves to reduce financial liabilities, D, is unethical and can result in inadequate funds to settle the claim properly. Question 20. When interpreting exclusions in a surplus lines insurance policy, which approach should be taken to ensure compliance with New Hampshire regulations? A. Exclusions should be interpreted broadly to deny as many claims as possible. B. Exclusions should be clearly stated and interpreted in favor of the insured if ambiguous. C. Exclusions should be ignored if the policyholder is a long-term customer. D. Exclusions should be applied only to high-value claims to minimize losses. Correct answer: B. Exclusions should be clearly stated and interpreted in favor of the insured if ambiguous. Explanation: when interpreting exclusions in a surplus lines insurance policy, exclusions should be clearly stated and interpreted in favor of the insured if they are ambiguous. This approach aligns with New Hampshire regulations and general principles of insurance law, which require that any ambiguity in policy language be construed against the insurer. Interpreting exclusions broadly to deny claims A is unfair and potentially non-compliant. Ignoring exclusions for long-term customers, C, or applying them selectively to high-value claims, D, is inconsistent and unethical, leading to potential legal issues and regulatory penalties. Question 21. Scenario: MS. Lee, a claims adjuster, is handling a claim involving significant property damage under a surplus lines policy. She realizes that her best friend owns the property in question. How should MS. Lee proceed to maintain ethical standards and professional integrity? A. Continue handling the claim without disclosing the relationship to avoid any delays. B. Inform her supervisor about the conflict of interest and request reassignment of the claim. C. Favor her friend's interests to ensure a quick and favorable settlement. D. Handle the claim strictly by the book without disclosing the relationship. Correct answer: B. Inform her supervisor about the conflict of interest and request reassignment of the claim. Explanation: to maintain ethical standards and professional integrity, MS. Lee should inform her supervisor about the conflict of interest and request reassignment of the claim. Transparency and avoiding potential bias are crucial in claims handling. Continuing to handle the claim without disclosure A, or favoring her friend's interests, C, compromises her professional integrity and the fairness of the claims process. Handling the claim strictly by the book, D, without disclosing the relationship is still unethical as it does not address the inherent conflict of interest. Proper disclosure ensures that the claim is managed impartially and ethically. Question 22. Which of the following is a critical component of compliance with regulatory requirements in surplus lines claims handling in New Hampshire? A. Delaying communication with the insured to avoid potential disputes. B. Maintaining thorough and accurate documentation of all claims activities. C. Ignoring state-specific guidelines to expedite the claims process. D. Settling claims based solely on the initial report without further investigation. Correct answer: B. Maintaining thorough and accurate documentation of all claims activities. Explanation: maintaining thorough and accurate documentation of all claims activities is a critical component of compliance with regulatory requirements in surplus lines claims handling. This documentation ensures transparency, accountability, and adherence to regulatory standards. Delaying communication with the insured A can lead to dissatisfaction and regulatory penalties. Ignoring state-specific guidelines, C, is non-compliant and can result in legal issues. Settling claims based solely on the initial report, D. Without thorough investigation can lead to inaccurate settlements and potential fraud. Question 23. Which best practice should be followed when utilizing outside experts in a surplus lines insurance claims investigation? A. Relying on experts who have a financial stake in the outcome of the claim. B. Selecting experts based on their qualifications, experience, and impartiality. C. Using the same expert for all claims to ensure consistency. D. Avoiding the use of outside experts to minimize costs. Correct answer: B. Selecting experts based on their qualifications, experience, and impartiality. Explanation: when utilizing outside experts in a surplus lines insurance claims investigation, it is essential to select experts based on their qualifications, experience, and impartiality. This ensures that the assessment is accurate and unbiased. Relying on experts with a financial stake in the outcome may compromises the integrity of the investigation. Using the same expert for all claims, C, may not provide the necessary specialized knowledge for each unique claim. Avoiding the use of outside experts, D, to minimize costs can lead to insufficient investigation and inaccurate claim assessments. Question 24. Scenario: Mr. Evans, an insured, has submitted a claim under his surplus lines policy for damage caused by a rare and unusual event. The insurer acknowledges coverage but disputes the amount claimed. What should Mr. Evans do to facilitate a fair settlement? A. Accept the insurer's initial offer without question. B. Provide additional evidence and documentation to support the claimed amount. C. Threaten legal action immediately to pressure the insurer. D. Withdraw the claim to avoid conflict. Correct answer: B. Provide additional evidence and documentation to support the claimed amount. Explanation: to facilitate a fair settlement, Mr. Evans should provide additional evidence and documentation to support the claimed amount. This helps substantiate his claim and can lead to a more accurate and fair settlement. Accepting the insurer's initial offer without question may result in an inadequate settlement. Threatening legal action immediately at C can escalate the situation unnecessarily and should be a last resort. Withdrawing the claim, D, is not a viable solution and does not address the issue at hand. Providing comprehensive evidence ensures that the claim is evaluated thoroughly and fairly. Question 25. What is the primary role of a claims adjuster in the surplus lines insurance claims process? A. To minimize the payout to the insured regardless of the claim's validity. B. To ensure that claims are processed fairly and in accordance with the policy terms and regulatory requirements. C. To delay the claims process as much as possible to reduce the insurer's financial impact. D. To act solely as an advocate for the insurer. Correct answer: B. To ensure that claims are processed fairly and in accordance with the policy terms and regulatory requirements. Explanation: the primary role of a claims adjuster in the surplus lines insurance claims process is to ensure that claims are processed fairly and in accordance with the policy terms and regulatory requirements. This involves a balanced approach considering both the insurer's and the insured's interests, minimizing payouts regardless of the claim's validity, and delaying the process. C. Are unethical practices that violate fair claims handling principles. Acting solely as an advocate for the insurer. D. Compromises the adjuster's objectivity and the fairness of the claims process. Question 26. Which of the following is an essential step in gathering and evaluating evidence in a surplus lines insurance claim? A. Accepting all evidence at face value without verification. B. Relying only on digital evidence and ignoring physical inspections. C. Conducting a thorough investigation, including physical inspections and interviews with relevant parties. D. Using hearsay and unverified reports as the primary basis for the investigation. Correct answer: C. Conducting a thorough investigation, including physical inspections and interviews with relevant parties. Explanation: an essential step in gathering and evaluating evidence in a surplus lines insurance claim is conducting a thorough investigation, which includes physical inspections and interviews with relevant parties. This comprehensive approach ensures that all aspects of the claim are considered and that the evidence is reliable. Accepting evidence at face value without verification can lead to inaccuracies. Relying only on digital evidence. B. Ignores critical physical aspects of the claim, using hearsay and unverified reports. D. As the primary basis compromises the integrity and accuracy of the investigation. Question 27. Scenario: MS. Johnson, an insured, has filed the claim for extensive wind damage under her surplus lines policy. The insurer offers a settlement that MS. Johnson believes is insufficient. What steps should she take to address her concerns? A. Accept the settlement to avoid further delays. B. Seek an independent appraisal or second opinion to support her case. C. File a complaint with the state insurance department without further negotiation. D. Abandon the claim and seek coverage elsewhere. Correct answer. B. Seek an independent appraisal or second opinion to support her case. Explanation. MS. Johnson should seek an independent appraisal or second opinion to support her case if she believes the settlement offered is insufficient. This additional evidence can help justify a higher settlement amount and demonstrate the extent of the damage more accurately. Accepting the settlement to avoid delays may result in inadequate compensation. Filing a complaint with the state insurance department. C is an option, but it should generally come after attempting to resolve the dispute directly with the insurer. Abandoning the claim. D is not advisable as it forfeits her right to compensation under the policy. Seeking an independent appraisal is a proactive and constructive approach to resolving the dispute. Question 28. Which of the following best describes the role of policy provisions and coverage limitations in a surplus lines insurance policy? A. They serve primarily to maximize the insurer's profit by limiting payouts. B. They ensure that the policy provides clear guidelines on what is covered and what is excluded. C. They are optional and can be ignored by the policyholder if they feel it necessary. D. They are identical across all surplus lines policies, regardless of the insurer. Correct answer. B. They ensure that the policy provides clear guidelines on what is covered and what is excluded. Explanation. Policy provisions and coverage limitations in a surplus lines insurance policy ensure that the policy provides clear guidelines on what is covered and what is excluded. This clarity helps both the insurer and the insured understand the scope of coverage and manage expectations. They are not primarily designed to maximize the insurer's profit, but to delineate coverage terms. These provisions are not optional. C. They are integral to the contract. Coverage limitations and provisions can vary significantly between policies. D. And are tailored to specific risks and insurer policies. Question 29. Which method is crucial for determining coverage and liability in surplus lines claims? They relying solely on the insured's account of the incident. B. Reviewing the policy language and comparing it with the facts of the claim. C. Ignoring the policy terms if the insured is a long-term client. D. Using the policy limits as the only criterion for determining the payout. Correct answer. B. Reviewing the policy language and comparing it with the facts of the claim. Explanation. Determining coverage and liability in surplus lines claims requires a thorough review of the policy language and comparing it with the facts of the claim. This method ensures that the claim is evaluated according to the specific terms and conditions of the policy. Relying solely on the insured's account without corroboration can lead to inaccurate assessments. Ignoring policy terms. C. Is unethical and non-compliant with regulatory standards. Using policy limits as the only criterion. D. Overlooks the detailed provisions that determine actual coverage and liability. Question 30. Scenario. Mr. Smith, an insured, is involved in a legal dispute over a denied claim for fire damage under his surplus lines insurance policy. What is the best course of action for Mr. Smith to resolve the dispute efficiently? A. Avoid communicating with the insurer and let the court handle everything. B. Gather all relevant documentation and evidence to support his claim and work with legal counsel. C. Publicly criticize the insurer on social media to pressure them into settling. D. Accept the denial without contesting to avoid further conflict. Correct answer. B. Gather all relevant documentation and evidence to support his claim and work with legal counsel. Explanation. Mr. Smith should gather all relevant documentation and evidence to support his claim and work with legal counsel to resolve the dispute efficiently. Proper documentation and legal guidance are crucial in presenting a strong case and achieving a fair resolution. Avoiding communication with the insurer is counterproductive and can lead to prolonged litigation. Publicly criticizing the insurer on social media is unprofessional and unlikely to yield a positive outcome. Accepting the denial without contesting forfeits his right to potentially valid coverage and compensation. Working with legal counsel ensures that the dispute is handled professionally and in compliance with legal standards. Question 31. Mr. Thompson holds a surplus lines insurance policy covering his antique collection against theft and damage. During a break-in, several valuable items are stolen. Mr. Thompson files a claim with his surplus lines insurer, providing an inventory and police report as evidence. The insurer denies coverage, citing exclusions for theft without visible signs of forced entry. Which legal doctrine supports the insurer's decision? A. Principle of contra pro forentum. B. Doctrine of reasonable expectation. C. Parallel evidence rule. D. Doctrine of uberrimi fide. Correct answer. C. Documenting the settlement agreement thoroughly and accurately. Explanation. When negotiating and reaching a settlement agreement in surplus lines insurance claims, it is crucial to document the settlement agreement thoroughly and accurately. Proper documentation ensures that all terms of the settlement are clear, agreed upon by all parties, and legally binding. Selling the claim quickly is desirable but should not compromise proper documentation. Seeking the lowest settlement amount. B. Disregards fair compensation for the insured. Keeping settlement discussions confidential from the insured. D. Is unethical and can lead to mistrust and legal issues. Question 32. What ethical consideration should surplus lines claims adjusters prioritize in their interactions with insureds? A. Maximizing the insurer's profits through claim denial. B. Treating insureds with fairness, honesty, and respect. C. Delaying claims processing to frustrate insureds. D. Ignoring the insured's communication regarding the claim. Correct answer. B. Treating insureds with fairness, honesty, and respect. Explanation. Surplus lines claims adjusters should prioritize treating insureds with fairness, honesty, and respect as an ethical consideration in their interactions. This approach ensures that insureds receive proper service and support during the claims process, promoting trust and satisfaction. Maximizing insurers' profits through claim denial is unethical and disregards the insured's rightful claims. Deliberately delaying claims processing, C, or ignoring insured's communication, D, are unethical practices that can lead to regulatory issues and dissatisfaction. Upholding ethical standards fosters positive relationships and compliance with regulatory requirements. Question 33. Scenario. MS. Carter, a claims adjuster, is investigating a complex claim under surplus lines insurance policy. What should MS? Carter prioritized during the claims investigation? A. Focusing solely on the insured's credibility without verifying facts independently. B. Conducting a thorough and unbiased investigation based on all available evidence. C. Limiting communication with the insured to avoid unnecessary details. D. Ignoring any potential inconsistencies in the insured's claim report. Correct answer. B. Conducting a thorough and unbiased investigation based on all available evidence. Explanation. During a claims investigation under surplus lines insurance policy MS, Carter should prioritize conducting a thorough and unbiased investigation based on all available evidence. This approach ensures that all aspects of the claim are considered and evaluated objectively, leading to fair claim outcomes. Focusing solely on the insured's credibility without independent verification can overlook critical details. Limiting communication with the insured C may hinder gathering necessary information. Ignoring inconsistencies in the insured's claim report D can lead to inaccurate assessments. A comprehensive investigation helps in making informed decisions and upholding ethical standards in claims handling. Question 34. Scenario. Mr. Thompson, the surplus lines claims adjuster, receives a claim involving a large commercial property. During the investigation, he discovers potential fraudulent activity by the insured. What ethical considerations should guide Mr. Thompson's actions? A. Ignore the fraudulent activity to expedite the claims process. B. Investigate further and gather evidence before making any conclusions. C. Immediately deny the claim without further investigation. D. Handle the claim without disclosing the potential fraud to the insurer. Correct answer: B. Investigate further and gather evidence before making any conclusions. Explanation: Mr. Thompson should investigate further and gather evidence before making any conclusions about potential fraudulent activity by the insured. It is essential to handle such situations with thoroughness and integrity to ensure fair treatment of all parties involved. Ignoring fraudulent activity can lead to improper claim handling and potential legal consequences. Immediately denying the claim without investigation, C, is premature and unfair to the insured. Handling the claim without disclosing potential fraud, D, is unethical and can lead to complications later on. Gathering evidence and conducting a proper investigation uphold ethical standards and regulatory compliance in claims handling. Question 35. What role do loss adjustment techniques play in surplus lines insurance claims evaluation? A. They are unnecessary and can be skipped to expedite claim processing. B. They help in estimating the extent and value of a claim based on industry standards. C. They are used solely to minimize payouts to the insured. D. They are required only for claims involving personal property, not commercial property. Correct answer: B. They help in estimating the extent and value of a claim based on industry standards. Explanation: Loss adjustment techniques play a crucial role in surplus lines insurance claims evaluation by helping to estimate the extent and value of a claim based on industry standards. These techniques ensure that claims are assessed accurately and fairly, taking into account all relevant factors. Skipping loss adjustment techniques can lead to inaccurate claim assessments and potential disputes. Using techniques solely to minimize payouts, C, is unethical and inconsistent with fair claims practices. Loss adjustment techniques are applicable to both personal and commercial property claims. D, ensuring thorough evaluation and proper settlement. Question 36. What is a primary reason for surplus lines insurance being regulated differently from admitted insurance? A. To discourage consumers from purchasing surplus lines insurance due to higher costs. B. To ensure that surplus lines insurers are not subject to state insurance laws. C. To provide coverage options for risks that admitted insurers are unwilling to cover. D. To limit surplus lines insurers' ability to compete with admitted insurers. Correct answer: C. To provide coverage options for risks that admitted insurers are unwilling to cover. Explanation: Surplus lines insurance is regulated differently from admitted insurance primarily to provide coverage options for risks that admitted insurers are unwilling or unable to cover. This regulatory framework allows surplus lines insurers to respond to unique and specialized risks that may not fit within the standard offerings of admitted insurers. Discouraging consumers, A, or exempting surplus lines insurers from state laws, B, would undermine consumer protection and regulatory oversight. Limiting competition, D, is not the primary objective of regulatory differentiation. The regulation of surplus lines insurance aims to balance innovation and consumer protection in providing coverage for non-standard risks. Question 37. Which of the following is essential when releasing and documenting settlement agreements in surplus lines insurance claims? A. Using verbal agreements to save time and avoid paperwork. B. Ensuring all terms are clearly written and signed by all parties involved. C. Relying on informal emails as sufficient documentation. D. Settling without written documentation to expedite the process. Correct answer: B. Ensuring all terms are clearly written and signed by all parties involved. Explanation: When releasing and documenting settlement agreements in surplus lines insurance claims, it is essential to ensure that all terms are clearly written and signed by all parties involved. This formal documentation provides legal clarity and protects both the insurer and the insured. Verbal agreements or relying on informal emails. C, are insufficient and can lead to disputes. Settling without written documentation. D, is risky and can result in misunderstandings and legal challenges. Clear and signed documentation ensures that all parties understand and agree to the settlement terms. Question 38, Scenario, MS. Rivera, a claims adjuster, is handling a complex claim involving environmental damage under a surplus lines policy. She needs to assess the situation accurately. What steps should she take to ensure a thorough investigation? A, rely solely on the insured's description of the damage. B, conduct site visits and hire environmental experts to evaluate the damage. C, ignore external reports and focus only on internal assessments. D, avoid contacting external experts to minimize investigation costs. Correct answer. B, conduct site visits and hire environmental experts to evaluate the damage. Explanation. To ensure a thorough investigation of a complex claim involving environmental damage, MS. Rivera should conduct site visits and hire environmental experts to evaluate the damage. This approach provides a comprehensive and accurate assessment of the situation, relying solely on the insured's description, or ignoring external reports. C, can lead to incomplete or biased evaluations. Avoiding external experts to minimize costs. D, can compromise the quality of the investigation. Utilizing expert evaluations and site visits ensures that the claim is handled professionally and accurately. Question 39. What is the importance of compliance with fair claims practices in surplus lines insurance in New Hampshire? A, it helps insurers avoid paying any claims. B, it ensures that claims are handled in a timely and equitable manner, protecting consumers. C, it allows insurers to interpret policy terms as they see fit. D, it gives insurers the flexibility to deny claims based on non-disclosure of minor details. Correct answer. B, it ensures that claims are handled in a timely and equitable manner, protecting consumers. Explanation. Compliance with fair claims practices in surplus lines insurance is important because it ensures that claims are handled in a timely and equitable manner, protecting consumers. This regulatory requirement promotes transparency, accountability, and fairness in the claims handling process. It does not aim to help insurers avoid paying claims or give them the flexibility to deny claims based on minor details. D, allowing insurers to interpret policy terms as they see fit. C, undermines the standardized and fair application of policy provisions. Adhering to fair claims practices ensures consumer protection and fosters trust in the insurance industry. Question 40. What is the primary benefit of effective communication and documentation in surplus lines insurance claims handling? A, it allows insurers to avoid paying out claims. B, it helps in delaying the claims process, reducing workload. C, it ensures transparency and supports accurate claims resolution. D, it minimizes interaction with the insured, reducing the risk of disputes. Correct answer. C, it ensures transparency and supports accurate claims resolution. Explanation. Effective communication and documentation in surplus lines insurance claims handling ensure transparency and support accurate claims resolution. Clear communication helps manage expectations and provides clarity on the claims process, while thorough documentation maintains a record of all activities and decisions, facilitating fair and timely claim settlements. Avoiding claim payouts, and delaying the process. B, are unethical and against regulatory standards. Minimizing interaction with the insured. D, can lead to misunderstandings and dissatisfaction. Proper communication and documentation are essential for a fair and efficient claims process. Question 41. Which factor is crucial for accurately interpreting policy language and exclusions in surplus lines insurance policies? A, relying on the insured's understanding of the policy. B, using standardized policy interpretation techniques and legal precedents. C, ignoring ambiguous terms to simplify the process. D, interpreting the policy to favor the insurer in all cases. Correct answer. B, using standardized policy interpretation techniques and legal precedents. Explanation. Accurately interpreting policy language and exclusions in surplus lines insurance policies requires using standardized policy interpretation techniques and legal precedents. This ensures that the policy is applied consistently and fairly, considering established legal principles and industry practices. Relying on the insured's understanding can lead to misinterpretations. Ignoring ambiguous terms C is not acceptable, as it can lead to disputes. Interpreting the policy to favor the insurer in all cases D is unethical and against regulatory requirements. Standardized interpretation techniques help in achieving fair and accurate policy application. Question 42. Scenario: Mr. Lee, an insured, has submitted a claim for flood damage under his surplus lines policy. The policy contains specific exclusions for certain types of water damage. What should the claims adjuster focus on to determine the validity of the claim? A. Approving the claim based on the severity of the damage alone. B. Reviewing the policy exclusions and comparing them with the details of the flood damage. C. Denying the claim immediately if the damage is extensive. D. Ignoring the policy exclusions if the insured has a good claims history. Correct answer: B. Reviewing the policy exclusions and comparing them with the details of the flood damage. Explanation: to determine the validity of Mr. Lee's claim for flood damage, the claims adjuster should focus on reviewing the policy exclusions and comparing them with the details of the flood damage. This approach ensures that the claim is evaluated according to the specific terms and conditions of the policy. Approving the claim based solely on the severity of the damage disregards policy terms. Denying the claim immediately if the damage is extensive. C. Is premature without proper evaluation. Ignoring policy exclusions based on the insured's claims history. D. Is unethical and inconsistent with fair claims handling practices. Comparing the claim details with policy exclusions ensures an accurate and fair assessment. Question 43. Which of the following best describes the role of documentation and evidence during the litigation process in surplus lines claims? A. Documentation and evidence are only necessary if the claim is large. B. Comprehensive documentation and evidence help support the insurer's and insured's positions in court. C. Verbal agreements and testimonies are sufficient for most claims. D. Documentation and evidence are irrelevant if the insured is a long-term client. Correct answer: B. Comprehensive documentation and evidence help support the insurer's and insured's positions in court. Explanation: comprehensive documentation and evidence play a crucial role in supporting both the insurer's and the insured's positions during the litigation process in surplus lines claims. Detailed records and tangible evidence provide a clear and factual basis for the court to evaluate the validity of the claim and the actions taken by both parties. This ensures a fair trial and helps in achieving a just resolution. Verbal agreements and testimonies C. Are often insufficient without supporting documentation. The relevance of documentation and evidence is not dependent on the claim size A or the duration of the insured's relationship with the insurer D. Question 44. Which is a critical factor to consider when negotiating a settlement in surplus lines insurance claims? A. The insured's ability to hire an attorney. B. The insurer's financial strength. C. The policy limits and the actual damages incurred. D. The insured's social media influence. Correct answer: C. The policy limits and the actual damages incurred. Explanation: when negotiating a settlement in surplus lines insurance claims, it is critical to consider the policy limits and the actual damages incurred. This ensures that the settlement is fair and reflects the true extent of the loss within the boundaries of the policy. The insured's ability to hire an attorney and social media influence D are irrelevant to the objective evaluation of the claim. The insurer's financial strength B should not influence the determination of a fair settlement amount. Focusing on policy limits and actual damages ensures adherence to contractual obligations and fair compensation for the insured. Question 45. Scenario: MS. Martinez, a claims adjuster, is faced with a complex claim where the insured has a potential conflict of interest. What should be her approach to handle the situation ethically? A. Ignore the conflict of interest to expedite the claims process. B. Disclose the conflict of interest to all parties and proceed with transparency. C. Resolve the conflict of interest in favor of the insurer. D. Avoid documenting the conflict of interest to maintain a smooth process. Correct answer: B. Disclose the conflict of interest to all parties and proceed with transparency. Explanation: MS. Martinez should handle the situation ethically by disclosing the conflict of interest to all parties and proceeding with transparency. This approach ensures that all stakeholders are aware of the potential bias and can take appropriate actions to address it. Ignoring the conflict A, or resolving it in favor of the insurer C, compromises the integrity of the claims process and violates ethical standards. Avoiding documentation of the conflict D is unprofessional and can lead to legal and ethical repercussions. Transparency and disclosure uphold ethical standards and foster trust in the claims handling process. Question 46. What is the significance of the initial investigation in the surplus lines insurance claims handling process? A. It helps to immediately deny claims without further consideration. B. It establishes the foundation for the entire claims process, ensuring all relevant facts are gathered. C. It allows the insurer to decide the claims outcome based on preliminary impressions. D. It is only necessary for high-value claims. Correct answer: B. It establishes the foundation for the entire claims process, ensuring all relevant facts are gathered. Explanation: the initial investigation in the surplus lines insurance claims handling process is crucial because it establishes the foundation for the entire claims process, ensuring that all relevant facts are gathered. A thorough initial investigation allows for accurate assessment and decision-making later in the process. Denying claims immediately without proper investigation is unethical and likely incorrect. Deciding the outcome based on preliminary impressions C can lead to errors and unfairness. The initial investigation is necessary for all claims, not just high-value ones. D, as it ensures every claim is handled properly and fairly. Question 47. Scenario: Mr. Anderson has filed a claim for business interruption due to a fire under his surplus lines insurance policy. How should the claims adjust to determine the appropriate compensation? A. Estimate the losses based on the industry average for similar businesses. B. Review the financial records and actual business income of Mr. Anderson's business. C. Offer a fixed amount regardless of the business size and losses. D. Rely on the insured's initial estimate without further verification. Correct answer: B. Review the financial records and actual business income of Mr. Anderson's business. Explanation: to determine the appropriate compensation for Mr. Anderson's business interruption claim, the claims adjuster should review the financial records and actual business income of his business. This approach ensures that the compensation accurately reflects the specific losses incurred due to the interruption. Estimating losses based on industry averages or offering a fixed amount C does not account for the unique aspects of Mr. Anderson's business. Relying on the insured's initial estimate without verification D can lead to inaccuracies. Reviewing detailed financial records provides a precise and fair evaluation of the claim. Question 48. Why is it important to understand the key terms and definitions in surplus lines insurance policies? A. It allows for flexible interpretation of policy coverage. B. It ensures accurate application of coverage and identification of exclusions. C. It helps in negotiating better terms with the insurer after a claim is filed. D. It is only relevant for policies covering high-risk properties. Correct answer: B. It ensures accurate application of coverage and identification of exclusions. Explanation: understanding the key terms and definitions in surplus lines insurance policies is important because it ensures accurate application of coverage and identification of exclusions. Clear comprehension of policy language helps both the insurer and the insured to correctly interpret the scope of coverage and any limitations or exclusions, leading to fair and accurate claims handling. Flexible interpretation of policy coverage can result in disputes and legal issues. Negotiating better terms after a claim is filed. C is typically not possible, as the policy terms are set when the policy is issued. Understanding key terms is relevant for all policies, not just those covering high-risk properties. D. Question 49. What is an important aspect to consider when negotiating settlement agreements in surplus lines insurance claims? A. Ensuring that the settlement offer is as low as possible to save the insurer money. B. Taking into account the insured's financial situation and potential future claims. C. Documenting all settlement discussions and agreements in detail. D. Relying solely on verbal agreements to expedite the process. Correct answer. C. Documenting all settlement discussions and agreements in detail. Explanation. When negotiating settlement agreements in surplus lines insurance claims, it is crucial to document all settlement discussions and agreements in detail. This ensures that there is a clear and accurate record of what has been agreed upon, which can prevent future disputes and misunderstandings. Ensuring a low settlement offer A may not be fair or ethical, considering the insured's financial situation and potential future claims. B is less relevant than focusing on the current claim and policy terms. Relying on verbal agreements D can lead to disputes and is not a best practice in professional claims handling. Question 50. Scenario. MS. Davis, a claims adjuster, is handling a claim for a theft loss under a surplus lines policy. What steps should she prioritize to ensure a thorough and fair investigation? A. Conducting interviews with the insured and any witnesses to the theft. B. Accepting the insured's account without further verification to expedite the claim. C. Denying the claim if the insured's explanation seems suspicious. D. Ignoring any discrepancies in the insured's report to avoid conflict. Correct answer. A. Conducting interviews with the insured and any witnesses to the theft. Explanation. To ensure a thorough and fair investigation of a theft loss claim, MS. Davis should prioritize conducting interviews with the insured and any witnesses to the theft. This helps gather detailed information and cross-verify facts, leading to a more accurate assessment of the claim. Accepting the insured's account without verification, B, could result in incomplete or biased conclusions. Denying the claim if the explanation seems suspicious. C, without proper investigation, is unfair. Ignoring discrepancies. D, can lead to incorrect claim settlements. Thorough interviews are essential for a comprehensive and just evaluation of the claim. Question 51. Why is it essential for claims adjusters to understand policy provisions and coverage limitations in surplus lines insurance? A. It allows adjusters to find ways to deny as many claims as possible. B. It helps in accurately determining the insurer's liability and the extent of coverage. C. It enables adjusters to rewrite the policy terms if they find ambiguities. D. It is only necessary for high-value claims. Correct answer. B. It helps in accurately determining the insurer's liability and the extent of coverage. Explanation. Understanding policy provisions and coverage limitations is essential for claims adjusters because it helps in accurately determining the insurer's liability and the extent of coverage. This ensures that claims are handled in accordance with the policy terms and that the insured receives fair compensation. Finding ways to deny claims is unethical and not the purpose of understanding policy terms. Adjusters cannot rewrite policy terms. C. They must interpret and apply them as written. Understanding policy provisions is necessary for all claims, not just high-value ones. D. To ensure consistency and fairness in claims handling. Question 52. Which of the following best describes the role of effective communication in the surplus lines insurance claims handling process? A. It helps reduce the number of claims filed by intimidating insureds. B. It ensures that all parties are informed and can collaborate effectively, leading to efficient claim resolution. C. It allows the insurer to control the narrative and limit the insured's input. D. It simplifies the process by eliminating the need for detailed documentation. Correct answer. B. It ensures that all parties are informed and can collaborate effectively, leading to efficient claim resolution. Explanation. Effective communication is crucial in the surplus lines insurance claims handling process because it ensures that all parties are informed and can collaborate effectively, leading to efficient claim resolution. Its transparency fosters trust and helps prevent misunderstandings. Intimidating insureds to reduce claims A is unethical and illegal. Controlling the narrative to limit the insured's input C is unfair and undermines the claims process. Simplifying the process by eliminating detailed documentation D can lead to errors and disputes. Clear communication ensures fairness and efficiency. Question 53. Scenario: Mr. Garcia has submitted a claim for damage caused by a covered peril under his surplus lines insurance policy. What should the claims adjuster consider when evaluating the extent and value of the claim? A. The market value of the damaged property without considering depreciation. B. The replacement cost of the damaged property considering any policy limits and deductibles. C. The insured's initial estimate of the damage without verification. D. The emotional distress of the insured, regardless of the actual damage. Correct answer: B. The replacement cost of the damaged property considering any policy limits and deductibles. Explanation: when evaluating the extent and value of Mr. Garcia's claim, the claims adjuster should consider the replacement cost of the damaged property, taking into account any policy limits and deductibles. This approach ensures that the compensation is accurate and aligns with the policy terms. The market value without considering depreciation may not reflect the true cost of repairs or replacement. Relying solely on the insured's initial estimate C can lead to inaccuracies. Emotional distress D is not typically compensable under property damage claims and does not affect the calculation of the damage monetary value. Focusing on replacement cost and policy terms ensures a fair evaluation. Question 54. What is a crucial consideration when documenting settlement agreements in surplus lines insurance claims? A. Ensuring the agreement is concise and avoids any detailed descriptions. B. Including detailed descriptions of all settlement terms and obtaining signatures from all parties involved. C. Keeping the agreement informal to allow for flexibility in future claims. D. Avoiding written agreements to expedite the settlement process. Correct answer: B. Including detailed descriptions of all settlement terms and obtaining signatures from all parties involved. Explanation: when documenting settlement agreements in surplus lines insurance claims, it is crucial to include detailed descriptions of all settlement terms and obtain signatures from all parties involved. This comprehensive documentation ensures that all aspects of the agreement are clear and legally binding, reducing the risk of future disputes. Keeping agreements concise without detail or informal C can lead to misunderstandings and legal challenges. Avoiding written agreements D compromises the enforceability and clarity of the settlement. Detailed and signed documentation provides clarity and legal protection for all parties involved. Question 55. Which best practice should be followed when gathering evidence for a surplus lines insurance claim investigation? A. Only collect evidence that supports the insured's version of events. B. Ensure all relevant evidence, both supporting and contradictory, is thoroughly documented. C. Disregard evidence that complicates the investigation. D. Focus solely on physical evidence, ignoring witness testimonies. Correct answer: B. Ensure all relevant evidence, both supporting and contradictory, is thoroughly documented. Explanation: when gathering evidence for a surplus lines insurance claim investigation, it is essential to ensure that all relevant evidence, both supporting and contradictory, is thoroughly documented. This comprehensive approach provides a complete picture of the claim and helps in making a fair and accurate determination. Only collecting evidence that supports the insured's version or disregarding complicating evidence C can lead to biased and incorrect conclusions. Focusing solely on physical evidence D ignores the valuable insights that witness testimonies can provide. A thorough and balanced documentation of all evidence ensures a fair claims process. Question 56. Why is it important to understand the exclusions listed in a surplus lines insurance policy? A. It allows the claims adjuster to approve all claims without scrutiny. B. It helps in accurately determining which claims are not covered under the policy. C. It provides a basis for denying claims indiscriminately. D. It enables the insurer to rewrite the policy terms post-claim. Correct answer B. It helps in accurately determining which claims are not covered under the policy. Explanation. Understanding the exclusions listed in a surplus lines insurance policy is important because it helps in accurately determining which claims are not covered under the policy. This ensures that claims are assessed correctly according to the policy terms, avoiding wrongful approvals or denials. Approving all claims without scrutiny is irresponsible and can lead to financial losses. Denying claims indiscriminately C is unfair and unethical. Insurers cannot rewrite policy terms post-claim. D. They must adhere to the terms as agreed upon at the time the policy was issued. Knowledge of exclusions ensures proper and fair claims handling. Question 57. Scenario: Ms. Johnson, an insured, has received a settlement offer for her claim, but she believes the amount is insufficient. What should the claims adjuster do to address her concerns? A. Insist that the initial offer is final and non-negotiable. B. Review the claim details again and explain the basis of the settlement offer clearly to Ms. Johnson. C. Offer a higher settlement amount without justification to appease the insured. D. Suggest that Ms. Johnson hire a lawyer to negotiate on her behalf. Correct answer B. Review the claim details again and explain the basis of the settlement offer clearly to Ms. Johnson. Explanation. If Ms. Johnson believes the settlement offer is insufficient, the claims adjuster should review the claim details again and explain the basis of the settlement offer clearly to her. This transparent approach helps Ms. Johnson understand how the offer was calculated and ensures that any errors or misunderstandings are addressed. Insisting that the initial offer is final can lead to dissatisfaction and disputes. Offering a higher amount without justification C is not fair or based on policy terms. Suggesting legal action D should be a last resort as it can increase costs and prolong the settlement process. Clear communication and review foster trust and resolution. Question 58. What is a key consideration for a claims professional when managing litigation expenses in surplus lines claims? A. Approving all expenses without review to expedite the process. B. Regularly reviewing and controlling expenses to ensure they are reasonable and necessary. C. Ignoring litigation costs as they do not impact the overall claims process. D. Allowing legal counsel to manage expenses without oversight. Correct answer B. Regularly reviewing and controlling expenses to ensure they are reasonable and necessary. Explanation. A key consideration for a claims professional when managing litigation expenses in surplus lines claims is to regularly review and control expenses to ensure they are reasonable and necessary. This helps prevent excessive or unwarranted costs, ensuring that litigation is managed efficiently and within budget. Approving all expenses without review can lead to unnecessary expenditures. Ignoring litigation costs C can significantly impact the overall financial outcome of the claim. Allowing legal counsel to manage expenses without oversight D may result in unchecked spending. Effective expense management is crucial for cost control and efficient litigation handling. Question 59. Scenario. Mr. Thompson, the surplus lines claims adjuster, is investigating a claim for fire damage. He discovers conflicting accounts of the incident from different witnesses. What should Mr. Thompson do next? A. Choose the account that best supports the insurer's position and proceed with the claim. B. Dismiss all witness accounts and base the claim decision solely on physical evidence. C. Conduct additional interviews and gather more evidence to reconcile the conflicting accounts. D. Deny the claim based on the inconsistencies in witness testimonies. Correct answer C. Conduct additional interviews and gather more evidence to reconcile the conflicting accounts. Explanation. When Mr. Thompson discovers conflicting accounts of the fire incident, he should conduct additional interviews and gather more evidence to reconcile the conflicting accounts. This thorough approach ensures that all perspectives are considered, leading to a fair and accurate determination of the claim. Choosing an account that supports the insurer's position, or dismissing all witness accounts B can result in biased or incomplete conclusions. Denying the claim based on inconsistencies D without further investigation is unfair. A comprehensive investigation helps resolve discrepancies and supports an equitable claims decision. Question 60. Why is maintaining confidentiality critical in surplus lines insurance claims handling? A. It helps to keep the claims process secret from regulatory bodies. B. It ensures compliance with legal and regulatory requirements and protects the privacy of the insured. C. It allows the insurer to avoid disclosing important details to the insured. D. It simplifies the documentation process by limiting information sharing. Correct answer. B. It ensures compliance with legal and regulatory requirements and protects the privacy of the insured. Explanation. Maintaining confidentiality in surplus lines insurance claims handling is critical because it ensures compliance with legal and regulatory requirements and protects the privacy of the insured. Confidentiality upholds ethical standards and fosters trust between the insurer and the insured. Keeping the claims process secret from regulatory bodies is illegal and unethical. Avoiding disclosure of important details to the insured is unfair and contrary to transparent claims handling practices. Simplifying documentation by limiting information sharing can lead to incomplete records and potential disputes. Confidentiality is essential for ethical, legal, and effective claims management. Question 61. Which of the following describes an important aspect of compliance with regulatory requirements in surplus lines claims handling? A. Filing claims as quickly as possible without regard for accuracy. B. Ensuring all documentation and procedures meet state-specific regulations and guidelines. C. Ignoring state-specific regulations if they complicate the claims process. D. Delegating all regulatory compliance tasks to the insured. Correct answer. B. Ensuring all documentation and procedures meet state-specific regulations and guidelines. Explanation. Compliance with regulatory requirements in surplus lines claims handling involves ensuring that all documentation and procedures meet state-specific regulations and guidelines. This is crucial for legal compliance and maintaining the integrity of the claims process. Filing claims quickly without accuracy can lead to errors and non-compliance. Ignoring state-specific regulations can result in legal penalties and invalid claims. Delegating compliance tasks to the insured is inappropriate as it is the responsibility of the insurer and claims professionals to adhere to regulatory standards. Question 62. Scenario. Mr. Adams, an insured, files a claim under his surplus lines policy. The policy contains an exclusion for flood damage, but Mr. Adams argues that the damage was caused by a broken pipe. How should the claims adjuster proceed? A. Deny the claim immediately based on the exclusion for flood damage. B. Investigate the cause of the damage thoroughly to determine whether it was indeed caused by a broken pipe or by flood. C. Approve the claim to maintain a good relationship with Mr. Adams, regardless of the cause. D. Ignore the exclusion and focus on other aspects of the policy. Correct answer. B. Investigate the cause of the damage thoroughly to determine whether it was indeed caused by a broken pipe or by flood. Explanation. The claims adjuster should investigate the cause of the damage thoroughly to determine whether it was indeed caused by a broken pipe or by flood. This ensures that the claim is assessed accurately based on the policy terms. Denying the claim immediately without proper investigation is unfair and may be incorrect. Approving the claim regardless of the cause is not appropriate as it disregards policy exclusions. Ignoring the exclusion is incorrect as it is a key part of the policy. Thorough investigation ensures a fair and accurate determination of coverage. Question 63. Why is it important to comply with regulatory requirements during the claims settlement process? A. To avoid spending too much time on each claim. B. To ensure that settlements are fair, legal, and protect both the insurer's and insured's rights. C. To expedite the process by bypassing unnecessary steps. D. To primarily benefit the insurer at the expense of the insured. Correct answer. B. To ensure that settlements are fair, legal, and protect both the insurer's and insured's rights. Explanation. Complying with regulatory requirements during the claims settlement process is important to ensure that settlements are fair, legal, and protect both the insurer's and the insured's rights. This compliance helps maintain the integrity of the claims process and prevents legal issues. Avoiding spending too much time on each claim A or bypassing steps C can lead to incomplete or improper settlements, benefiting the insurer at the expense of the insured. D is unethical and contrary to regulatory requirements. Compliance ensures a balanced and lawful settlement process. Question 64. Which of the following best describes the importance of ethical considerations in surplus lines claims handling? A. Ethical considerations ensure that claims are denied whenever possible to save costs. B. Ethical considerations ensure that claims are handled fairly, transparently, and in accordance with regulatory standards. C. Ethical considerations allow for flexibility in interpreting policy terms to favor the insurer. D. Ethical considerations are secondary to financial considerations in claims handling. Correct answer. B. Ethical considerations ensure that claims are handled fairly, transparently, and in accordance with regulatory standards. Explanation. Ethical considerations in surplus lines claims handling are crucial because they ensure that claims are handled fairly, transparently, and in accordance with regulatory standards. This helps maintain trust and integrity in the insurance process. Denying claims to save costs A is unethical. Interpreting policy terms to favor the insurer C compromises fairness. Prioritizing financial considerations over ethics D undermines regulatory compliance and professional standards. Ethical claims handling fosters trust and ensures compliance with laws and regulations. Question 65. Scenario. MS. Rodriguez, a claims investigator, finds that the insured, Mr. Clark, has provided incomplete information about a theft claim. What should MS. Rodriguez do to ensure a thorough investigation? A. Immediately deny the claim due to incomplete information. B. Contact Mr. Clark to request additional details and clarify any inconsistencies. C. Proceed with the investigation based solely on the initial information provided. D. Ignore the inconsistencies to expedite the claims process. Correct answer. B. Contact Mr. Clark to request additional details and clarify any inconsistencies. Explanation. MS. Rodriguez should contact Mr. Clark to request additional details and clarify any inconsistencies to ensure a thorough investigation. This approach ensures that all relevant information is considered, leading to an accurate and fair determination of the claim. Immediately denying the claim A is unfair without seeking clarification. Proceeding with incomplete information C can lead to incorrect conclusions. Ignoring inconsistencies D compromises the investigation's integrity. Thoroughly gathering and verifying information is essential for a just claims process. Question 66. Why is it important to use loss adjustment techniques and tools in evaluating surplus lines insurance claims? A. To expedite the claims process by reducing the need for detailed investigation. B. To ensure that the claim value is assessed accurately and in line with policy terms and market standards. C. To increase the amount payable to the insured regardless of the actual loss. D. To simplify the process by eliminating the need for expert evaluation. Correct answer. B. To ensure that the claim value is assessed accurately and in line with policy terms and market standards. Explanation. Using loss adjustment techniques and tools is important in evaluating surplus lines insurance claims to ensure that the claim value is assessed accurately and in line with policy terms and market standards. This helps in determining fair compensation based on the actual loss. Expediting the process by reducing investigation can lead to errors. Increasing the amount payable regardless of actual loss. C. Is not justified and can result in overcompensation. Simplifying by eliminating expert evaluation. D. Overlooks the need for specialized knowledge in complex claims. Accurate assessment using appropriate tools ensures fairness and compliance with policy terms. Question 67. Scenario. Miss Thompson, an insured, has filed a claim under her surplus lines policy. The insurer has made a settlement offer, but Miss Thompson believes she is entitled to a higher amount. What should the claims adjuster consider when reviewing Miss Thompson's claim? A. Deny the claim to avoid further negotiations. B. Review all relevant documentation and evidence to assess the claim objectively. C. Accept Miss Thompson's demand to avoid conflict. D. Offer a lower settlement amount to save costs. Correct answer. B. Review all relevant documentation and evidence to assess the claim objectively. Explanation. When reviewing Ms. Thompson's claim and her dissatisfaction with the settlement offer, the claims adjuster should review all relevant documentation and evidence to assess the claim objectively. This ensures that the settlement offer is fair and based on the facts presented. Denying the claim A or offering a low settlement amount D without proper review is unjustified and may lead to disputes. Accepting Ms. Thompson's demand C without evaluation compromises the integrity of the claims process. Objective assessment based on documentation helps in making informed and fair decisions. Question 68. Why is handling conflicts of interest important in surplus lines claims handling? A. It allows claims adjusters to prioritize insurer interests over insured interests. B. It ensures that claims are handled impartially and in the best interest of all parties involved. C. It simplifies the claims process by disregarding conflicting opinions. D. It enables claims adjusters to make decisions without considering ethical implications. Correct answer. B. It ensures that claims are handled impartially and in the best interest of all parties involved. Explanation. Handling conflicts of interest in surplus lines claims handling is important because it ensures that claims are handled impartially and in the best interest of all parties involved. This ethical approach maintains fairness and integrity in the claims process. Prioritizing insurer interests over insured interests is unethical and can lead to biased decisions. Disregarding conflicting opinions. C. Undermines the importance of diverse perspectives, making decisions without ethical considerations. D. Disregards professional standards. Managing conflicts of interest ensures transparent and equitable claims handling. Question 69. What role does effective communication play in managing surplus lines insurance claims litigation? A. It helps in intimidating the insured to settle the claim quickly. B. It facilitates collaboration with legal counsel and ensures all parties are informed. C. It allows for withholding information to gain a litigation advantage. D. It avoids legal proceedings altogether. Correct answer. B. It facilitates collaboration with legal counsel and ensures all parties are informed. Explanation. Effective communication in managing surplus lines insurance claims litigation plays a crucial role in facilitating collaboration with legal counsel and ensuring that all parties involved are informed. This transparency helps in preparing a strong defense or negotiation strategy. Intimidating the insured A. is unethical and illegal. Withholding information C. undermines trust and fairness in litigation. Avoiding legal proceedings D. may not be possible in contentious claims. Clear and open communication supports effective litigation management and ensures compliance with legal standards. Question 70. Why is it essential to comply with fair claims practices and consumer protection laws in surplus lines insurance? A. To delay claim settlements and reduce costs for the insurer. B. To ensure that insureds are treated fairly and claims are handled promptly and accurately. C. To avoid paying claims altogether. D. To simplify the claims handling process by ignoring consumer rights. Correct answer. B. To ensure that insureds are treated fairly and claims are handled promptly and accurately. Explanation. Compliance with fair claims practices and consumer protection laws in surplus lines insurance is crucial to ensure that insureds are treated fairly and claims are handled promptly and accurately. These laws are designed to protect policyholders' rights and prevent unfair practices. Delaying settlements or avoiding claims C. does not uphold consumer protection. Ignoring consumer rights D. violates legal and ethical standards. Adhering to fair claims practices promotes trust and fairness in the insurance industry. Question 71. Scenario. Mr. Jackson, an insured, has submitted a claim for property damage. During investigation, the claims adjuster discovers discrepancies between the initial statement and subsequent interviews with Mr. Jackson. What should the claims adjuster do next? A. Deny the claim based on the discrepancies. B. Disregard the discrepancies and proceed with the claim. C. Conduct further investigation to clarify the discrepancies and gather additional evidence. D. Ignore the discrepancies to expedite the claims process. Correct answer. C. Conduct further investigation to clarify the discrepancies and gather additional evidence. Explanation. When discrepancies are found between Mr. Jackson's initial statement and subsequent interviews, the claims adjuster should conduct further investigation to clarify the discrepancies and gather additional evidence. This ensures that all information is accurate and complete before making a decision on the claim. Denying the claim A, based solely on discrepancies, may be premature and unfair. Disregarding the discrepancies, B, can lead to incorrect conclusions. Ignoring discrepancies, D, compromises the integrity of the claims process. Thorough investigation helps in resolving inconsistencies and making informed decisions. Question 72. What role do key terms and definitions play in interpreting surplus lines insurance policies? A. They allow insurers to manipulate policy terms to their advantage. B. They provide clarity and define the scope of coverage and exclusions in the policy. C. They restrict coverage options for insureds. D. They complicate the claims process unnecessarily. Correct answer. B. They provide clarity and define the scope of coverage and exclusions in the policy. Explanation. Key terms and definitions in surplus lines insurance policies play a crucial role in providing clarity and defining the scope of coverage and exclusions in the policy. They ensure that both insurers and insureds understand the terms of the contract, reducing ambiguity and preventing misunderstandings. Manipulating policy terms is unethical and illegal. Restricting coverage options, C, without clear definitions can lead to disputes. Complicating the claims process, D, is not the purpose of defining key terms. Clear definitions facilitate fair and accurate interpretation of policy terms, benefiting both parties involved in the insurance contract. Question 73. Why is effective communication crucial in surplus lines insurance claims handling? A. Helps in denying claims more effectively. B. It ensures transparency and keeps all parties informed throughout the claims process. C. It delays the claims process to benefit the insurer. D. It allows for withholding information from the insured. Correct answer. B. It ensures transparency and keeps all parties informed throughout the claims process. Explanation. Effective communication in surplus lines insurance claims handling is crucial because it ensures transparency and keeps all parties informed throughout the claims process. This helps in maintaining trust, managing expectations, and facilitating a smoother claims experience for both the insurer and the insured. Denying claims A or delaying the process C through communication tactics is unethical and can lead to legal issues. Withholding information D undermines the principle of transparency. Clear and open communication supports fair and efficient claims handling. Question 74. Scenario MS. Parker, an insured, has accepted a settlement offer for her property damage claim. What is the next step in finalizing the settlement agreement? A. Revising the settlement terms without consulting MS. Parker. B. Documenting the settlement agreement in writing and obtaining MS. Parker's signature. C. Ignoring the settlement offer to explore other options. D. Withholding payment until further notice. Correct answer. B. Documenting the settlement agreement in writing and obtaining MS. Parker's signature. Explanation. After MS. Parker accepts the settlement offer. The next step is to document the settlement agreement in writing and obtain MS. Parker's signature. This formalizes the agreement and ensures that both parties understand and agree to the terms. Revising terms without consultation is unfair and violates the agreement process. Ignoring the settlement offer C. After acceptance is unprofessional and can lead to legal consequences. Withholding payment D. Without finalizing the agreement delays resolution and may breach contractual obligations. Proper documentation and agreement are essential for concluding claims settlement professionally. Question 75. Why is it important for claims professionals to work closely with legal counsel during surplus lines insurance claims litigation? A. To avoid legal expenses altogether. B. To ensure that all legal options are ignored. C. To develop a strong defense or negotiation strategy based on legal advice. D. To prevent legal proceedings from occurring. Correct answer. C. To develop a strong defense or negotiation strategy based on legal advice. Explanation. Claims professionals should work closely with legal counsel during surplus lines insurance claims litigation to develop a strong defense or negotiation strategy based on legal advice. Legal counsel provides expertise in interpreting laws, regulations, and court precedents relevant to the claim, helping to achieve favorable outcomes. Avoiding legal expenses is not always feasible in litigation. Ignoring legal options B can weaken the insurer's position. Preventing legal proceedings D may not be realistic in disputed claims. Collaboration with legal experts enhances the insurer's ability to navigate complex legal issues and protect its interests effectively. Question 76. What factors should a claims adjuster consider when determining coverage and liability in surplus lines insurance claims? A. Ignoring policy exclusions to expedite the claims process. B. Reviewing policy terms, evidence gathered, and applicable state laws and regulations. C. Denying coverage based on initial impressions without investigation. D. Offering settlement regardless of policy provisions. Correct answer. B. Reviewing policy terms, evidence gathered, and applicable state laws and regulations. Explanation. When determining coverage and liability in surplus lines insurance claims, a claims adjuster should consider reviewing policy terms, evidence gathered, and applicable state laws and regulations. This comprehensive approach ensures that decisions are based on factual information, policy provisions, and legal requirements. Ignoring policy exclusions, they can lead to improper coverage determinations. Denying coverage based on initial impressions C is unfair without a thorough investigation. Offering settlement regardless of policy provisions D disregards contractual obligations. Evaluating claims based on policy terms and legal standards promotes fair and consistent claims handling. Question 77. Why is confidentiality important in surplus lines insurance claims handling? A. To limit communication with insureds. B. To ensure that claims are handled transparently and with respect for privacy. C. To expedite claim denials without oversight. D. To avoid compliance with regulatory requirements. Correct answer. B. To ensure that claims are handled transparently and with respect for privacy. Explanation. Confidentiality in surplus lines insurance claims handling is important to ensure that claims are handled transparently and with respect for privacy. It protects sensitive information about the insured and their claims from unauthorized disclosure, maintaining trust and compliance with privacy laws. Limiting communication undermines transparency and may lead to misunderstandings. Expedite claim denials. C. Without oversight is unethical and can result in legal issues. Avoiding compliance with regulatory requirements D. Jeopardizes the insurer's reputation and legal standing. Upholding confidentiality supports ethical and professional conduct in claims management. Question 78. Scenario. MS. Lopez, a claims investigator, suspects fraud in a surplus lines insurance claim. What steps should MS. Lopez take in investigating this suspicion? A. Ignore the suspicion to avoid complicating the investigation. B. Conduct a thorough investigation, gathering evidence to substantiate or refute the suspicion. C. Deny the claim immediately based on the suspicion. D. Inform the insured about the suspicion to gather more information. Correct answer. B. Conduct a thorough investigation, gathering evidence to substantiate or refute the suspicion. Explanation. When MS. Lopez suspects fraud in a surplus lines insurance claim, she should conduct a thorough investigation, gathering evidence to substantiate or refute the suspicion. This involves collecting documentation, interviewing witnesses, and analyzing facts to make an informed decision. Ignoring the suspicion does not address potential fraud. Denying the claim immediately C. Without evidence is unfair and may be legally challenged. Informing the insured D. Prematurely can compromise the investigation. Gathering evidence ensures a fair and objective assessment of the claim and protects against fraudulent activities. Question 79. Why is it important for claims professionals to document settlement agreements thoroughly? A. To delay the claims settlement process. B. To ensure transparency and clarity regarding the terms of the settlement. C. To avoid settlement altogether. D. To ignore the insured's rights. Correct answer: B. To ensure transparency and clarity regarding the terms of the settlement. Explanation: it is important for claims professionals to document settlement agreements thoroughly to ensure transparency and clarity regarding the terms of the settlement. Thorough documentation helps in preventing misunderstandings or disputes about what was agreed upon between the insurer and the insured. Delaying the claims settlement process does not serve the interests of either party. Avoiding settlement may not be a viable option in most cases. Ignoring the insured's rights is unethical and unlawful. Proper documentation supports fair and efficient claims handling practices. Question 80. How does utilizing outside experts and specialists benefit surplus lines insurance claims investigation? A. It complicates the investigation process. B. It provides specialized knowledge and expertise in assessing complex claims. C. It delays the claims resolution. D. It avoids compliance with regulatory requirements. Correct answer: B. It provides specialized knowledge and expertise in assessing complex claims. Explanation: utilizing outside experts and specialists benefits surplus lines insurance claims investigation by providing specialized knowledge and expertise in assessing complex claims. These experts can offer insights and analysis that may not be available internally, helping claims adjusters make informed decisions. Complicating the investigation is not the intended outcome of utilizing experts. Delaying claims resolution is not a benefit but a drawback. Avoiding compliance with regulatory requirements is unethical and illegal. Engaging outside experts enhances the accuracy and thoroughness of claims investigations. Question 81. Why is it important for claims professionals to handle conflict of interest appropriately? A. To prioritize insurer interests over insured interests. B. To ensure that claims are handled impartially and in the best interest of all parties involved. C. To simplify the claims process by ignoring conflicts. D. To avoid resolving claims altogether. Correct answer: B. To ensure that claims are handled impartially and in the best interest of all parties involved. Explanation: it is important for claims professionals to handle conflicts of interest appropriately to ensure that claims are handled impartially and in the best interest of all parties involved. This ethical approach maintains fairness and integrity in the claims process, fostering trust with both insureds and insurers. Prioritizing insurer interests over insured interests is unethical and can lead to biased decisions. Ignoring conflicts undermines professionalism and transparency. Avoiding claim resolutions is contrary to the responsibilities of claims professionals. Managing conflicts of interest promotes ethical conduct and ensures equitable claims outcomes. Question 82. Why is compliance with regulatory requirements crucial in surplus lines insurance claims handling? A. To expedite claim denials. B. To ensure that claims are handled fairly and in accordance with legal standards. C. To ignore consumer rights. D. To delay claim settlements. Correct answer: B. To ensure that claims are handled fairly and in accordance with legal standards. Explanation: compliance with regulatory requirements in surplus lines insurance claims handling is crucial to ensure that claims are handled fairly and in accordance with legal standards. Regulatory compliance helps protect consumer rights, prevent unfair practices, and maintain the integrity of the claims process. Expediting claim denials or delaying settlements for regulatory reasons is unethical and may lead to legal consequences. Ignoring consumer rights violates legal and ethical principles. Adherence to regulatory standards promotes transparency and fairness in claims handling. Question 83. How does interpreting policy language and exclusions impact surplus lines insurance claims handling? A. It allows for arbitrary claim denials. B. That ensures that coverage is determined accurately based on policy terms. C. It limits coverage options for insureds. D. It complicates the claims process unnecessarily. Correct answer: B. It ensures that coverage is determined accurately based on policy terms. Explanation: interpreting policy language and exclusions in surplus lines insurance policies impacts claims handling by ensuring that coverage is determined accurately based on policy terms. Claims adjusters must interpret policy provisions carefully to assess whether a claim falls within the scope of coverage or is subject to exclusions. Arbitrary claim denials, based on misinterpretation, are unfair and may lead to disputes. Limiting coverage options, C, without proper interpretation is unjustified. Complicating the claims process, D, is not the objective of policy analysis. Clear interpretation of policy language supports consistent and fair claims decisions. Question 84. Scenario: Mr. Smith, an insured, has filed a liability claim under his surplus lines policy. What factors should be considered when evaluating liability in this claim? A. Ignoring witness statements to simplify the evaluation process. B. Reviewing evidence, witness statements, and applicable legal standards. C. Denying liability based solely on the insured's statement. D. Offering maximum settlement amount to avoid litigation. Correct answer: B. Reviewing evidence, witness statements, and applicable legal standards. Explanation: when evaluating liability in Mr. Smith's surplus lines insurance claim, it is important to review evidence, witness statements, and applicable legal standards. This comprehensive approach ensures that liability is assessed objectively based on factual information and legal principles. Ignoring witness statements, undermines the investigation's integrity. Denying liability based on the insured's statement, C, without corroborating evidence, is unfair. Offering maximum settlement, D, may not be appropriate without a thorough liability assessment. Evaluating liability based on evidence and legal standards promotes fair claims handling and reduces disputes. Question 85. Why is gathering and evaluating evidence important in surplus lines insurance claims investigation? A. To expedite claim denials without proper review. B. To ensure accurate assessment of the claim and determine coverage. C. To ignore relevant information provided by insureds. D. To delay the investigation process. Correct answer: B. To ensure accurate assessment of the claim and determine coverage. Explanation: gathering and evaluating evidence in surplus lines insurance claims investigation is important to ensure an accurate assessment of the claim and determine coverage. Claims adjusters rely on evidence to substantiate claims, verify facts, and assess liability and damages. Expedited claim denials, without proper review, can lead to unjust outcomes. Ignoring relevant information, C, undermines the investigation's thoroughness. Delays in the investigation process, D, hinder timely claims resolution. Proper evidence collection and evaluation support fair and informed claims decisions. Question 86. Why is handling conflicts of interest important in surplus lines insurance claims handling? A. It ensures that insureds are denied coverage without justification. B. It maintains impartiality and fairness in claims handling. C. It encourages insurers to prioritize profitability over claim settlements. D. It avoids compliance with regulatory requirements. Correct answer: B. It maintains impartiality and fairness in claims handling. Explanation: handling conflicts of interest in surplus lines insurance claims handling is important because it maintains impartiality and fairness in the claims process. Claims professionals must prioritize the interests of all parties involved, adhering to ethical standards and ensuring equitable treatment. Denying coverage without justification is unfair and unethical. Prioritizing profitability, C, over fair settlements violates ethical principles. Avoiding compliance with regulatory requirements, D, is unlawful. Proper conflict management promotes trust and integrity in claims handling. Question 87. Scenario: Ms. Lee, an insured, has agreed to a settlement offer for her surplus lines insurance claim. What is the next step in finalizing the settlement? A. Revising the settlement terms unilaterally. B. Documenting the settlement agreement in writing and obtaining MS. Lee's signature. C. Ignoring the settlement offer and continuing negotiations. D. Delaying payment indefinitely. Correct answer. B. Documenting the settlement agreement in writing and obtaining MS. Lee's signature. Explanation. After MS, Lee agrees to a settlement offer. The next step in finalizing the settlement is to document the agreement in writing and obtain her signature. This formalizes the settlement terms and ensures mutual understanding and consent. Revising terms unilaterally without consultation is unfair. Ignoring the settlement offer, C. After agreement is unprofessional and may breach contractual obligations. Delaying payment, D. Without finalizing the agreement can lead to disputes. Proper documentation and agreement safeguard both parties' interests and facilitate claims resolution. Question 88. Why is it important for claims adjusters to utilize loss adjustment techniques and tools in surplus lines insurance claims evaluation? A. To delay the claims process. B. To expedite claim denials. C. To accurately assess the extent and value of a claim. D. To ignore insured's rights. Correct answer. C. To accurately assess the extent and value of a claim. Explanation. Claims adjusters should utilize loss adjustment techniques and tools in surplus lines insurance claims evaluation to accurately assess the extent and value of a claim. These techniques include using valuation methods, estimating costs, and evaluating damages based on industry standards. This ensures that claims are handled fairly and claims payments reflect the actual losses incurred. Delaying the claims process, A, or expediting claim denials, B, without proper assessment is unethical and may lead to legal issues. Ignoring insured's rights, D, violates legal and ethical principles. Effective use of loss adjustment technique supports objective claims evaluation. Question 89. Why is effective communication with insureds important during the surplus lines insurance claims process? A, to withhold information and delay claim settlements. B, to ensure transparency and manage expectations throughout the process. C, to deny claims without explanation. D, to ignore insured's concerns. Correct answer. B, to ensure transparency and manage expectations throughout the process. Explanation. Effective communication with insureds during the surplus lines insurance claims process is important to ensure transparency and manage expectations throughout the process. Clear and timely communication helps in providing updates, addressing concerns, and maintaining trust with the insured. Withholding information or denying claims without explanation, C, undermines transparency and fairness. Ignoring insured's concerns, D, neglects their rights and can lead to dissatisfaction. Open communication fosters a cooperative approach to resolving claims and enhances customer satisfaction. Question 90. Why is it important for claims professionals to understand the litigation process in surplus lines insurance claims? A, to avoid legal expenses altogether. B, to expedite litigation without proper preparation. C, to work effectively with legal counsel and navigate the process efficiently. D, to ignore legal advice. Correct answer. C, to work effectively with legal counsel and navigate the process efficiently. Explanation. Claims professionals should understand the litigation process in surplus lines insurance claims to work effectively with legal counsel and navigate the process efficiently. This understanding allows them to collaborate on developing strategies, providing necessary documentation, and responding to legal challenges effectively. Avoiding legal expenses is not always possible in complex claims. Expedited litigation, B, without preparation can lead to unfavorable outcomes. Ignoring legal advice, D, undermines the partnership with legal counsel. Knowledge of the litigation process enables claims professionals to protect the insurer's interests and achieve favorable resolutions.